I first met Dr. Andreasen at Pacific Union College in the fall of 1977. I was a junior theology major that year. He had just returned from Avondale College in Australia, where he had taught for 2 years as an exchange professor. I took his introduction to the Old Testament that fall and fell in love with the Old Testament and also his brilliant and perceptive mind. I probably asked enough inappropriate questions, as I still do, in that class to make him want to avoid me for the rest of his life. But he was actually very gracious and let me sign up for an independent study with him in Old Testament theology the following quarter in the winter. And his office door and his home were always open to me. And bless her heart, Mrs. Andreasen was always there to say, "Come on in, Richard." It was during that time that he awakened in me the dream to become a biblical scholar. I went to his office one day to complain that the books he had assigned for me to read for the course, Edmund Jacob and Van Friesen and so on, were not in the library. I asked him whether I could borrow some of his books. He said no. He explained to me that he did not let anyone borrow his books. And then he did something that was completely unexpected and out of the ordinary. He gave me the key to his office and told me that I was welcome to use his books in his office in the evenings as I pleased. His generosity and affirmation shocked me. One night, as I was sitting in his office, reading his books, a thought came to my mind. I swiveled around in his armchair. I ran my fingers across the top of his immaculate desk. I saw the beautiful lights dotting PUC's night campus from the large window in his office, which was immediately to the right of his desk from the top of Irwin Hall, saying to myself, wouldn't it be something if I became a professor one day? That was a eureka moment when my life's most important dreams and passions were born that would guide me for the rest of my life. It was Dr. Andreasen who gave me the dream and permission to pursue scholarship. But in actuality, he hardly ever spoke to me, other than about the readings that I was doing for his course. It was that symbolic act of handing me the key to his office that spoke volumes about the respect and trust he had for me. He was not a man of many words. He was not someone who would go around campus giving hugs, but a man of action and integrity who trusted and empowered me to do what I needed to do to develop my potential. Fast forward some 40 years to 2016, and we find ourselves once again together on the same stage of life called Andrews University, perhaps for the final time. As a faculty, I look back on Dr. Andreasen's tenure as president and find the same pattern of gentle and marvelous work that I discovered at PUC in 1977. A presidency marked by the same trust and respect toward the faculty that have empowered us all. The new addition to the seminary, the renovation of the Buller Hall/Nedry are just some of the examples of Dr. Andreasen's far-reaching work on behalf of the faculty and students. These additions to the physical plant have greatly enhanced the teaching and learning taking place on campus. He protected the intellectual freedom of our faculty within the Adventist Christian context. His administration and leadership kept Andrews poised as the place where the Andrews World Church does its thinking. His personal commitment to intellectual stimulation and growth set the pace for Andrews faculty and educators around the world, including his vision for expansion into distance education via Greek university merger. His global worldview served Andrews well. His deep commitment to a personal relationship with Christ is the best example he could provide faculty and staff and students at Andrews University. During the 25 years I taught at the seminary, I can't say that Dr. Andreasen ever came by my office to say hello or to offer advice on teaching. But these far-reaching projects created space for us, both on and off campus, where we could grow and realize our full potential. This spoke volumes about the respect and trust he had for the faculty of Andrews University. Thank you very much, Dr. Andreasen, for all your hard work for Andrews University these 22 years. Thank you very much for empowering and trusting us as faculty and letting us know in words and deeds that you appreciate what we do and that you like us. May God richly bless you and Dimitra as you now go into your well-deserved retirement. So here I would like to give you a benediction here from the Old Testament that you taught me when I was at PUC, from Numbers 6, 25 and 26. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Thank you very much.